Hi, I'm back. I'm back. So today is day 32. I keep thinking I have to go through the hearts and count them to make sure. It seems like 32 doesn't seem right, but now I'm scared to go through and count them and make sure I'm on the right track here. So I haven't done that yet. Very interesting day. I'll tell you about it in a moment. Let me set a couple of things up here around you. Sorry, I know you're probably not getting the best view right at the moment, but I wanted to put things where I can shine the camera after a second or a few minutes. Alrighty. My hands are extremely dry right now. I should have put lotion on them, and I forgot. But that's because I just did a cooking video. And holy cow, did it make me nervous. I know, maybe it shouldn't have, but I don't do cooking videos. However, it was requested, and I wanted to comply. I don't know if I can use that needle or not. Let's try. I think that's the needle I always say, let's try. I get it through the first time. The second time is always a bit of a challenge, but that's okay. Don't know if the eye of the needle is quite big enough for this thread. I am using see, I can get it through once. We'll see if I can get it through the second time. I am using scraps. Everything but the lace was in a pile over on my other cart, and it's from previous hearts that I've made, obviously the shamrock and some blue stuff. And instead of putting it away, I thought, well, I'll grab some stuff out of there and make something out of it. Because I hate putting stuff away. I should have brought a glass of water in here. I am really thirsty. I am using the Wonderfill Pearl or Perle cotton. It's size 8. It's EZM 1014. And it's 100% Egyptian cotton. This is from the Sue Spargo Wonderfill collection. And I'm going to move you just a bit. You're kind of tilted funny, but that's on you, not on me. No, just kidding. And I think my process is just going to be, I'm just going to stitch. I'm just going to stitch. I know, I just took that out. I did use a base, the canvas base that I've been using, but I want to sort of start over here and just work my way. This is just going to be straight stitches today. And I took a page out of the old, oh, that's way bigger than I want it to be. It's all right. Out of my previous experience with making journals, mostly junk journals, and I wanted to do a bit of collage. And then I just want to do some stitching, and I'm not even going to call it straight stitching because, as you can see, I'm not starting out on a good foot as far as being straight. I hope the light is okay. Today is an extremely different day than the beautiful day when I had the door open and the birds singing. The birds are still singing. Don't know if you'll be able to hear them. I do have my door open today only because I am really hot. Because like I said, I just finished a cooking video. First ever cooking video. Probably my last. I haven't reviewed it yet to see how it came out, because I needed to get in here and do this because it's already almost 1:40 in the afternoon. It is Saturday, and some decisions have been made that are making life extremely busy right at the moment. And we have a lot going on in the house because of that. And I will say that Tony is in hyper mode, which puts me in shutdown mode. That is so crooked, I'm not even going to accept it. So I don't only stab myself with needles or pins. I stabbed my thumb this morning with the point of a very sharp, small paring knife. And it bled. It bled on my peanut butter jar. It bled on my napkin. And it's the teeniest, tiniest. You can't even see it. I did it on that thumb there. You can't. There's nothing showing. But it bled. So there you go. It's the last of my very favorite, very best paring knives from I think it's J.J. Henkel. And I got a set of 3 of them. It has a plastic handle, which is fine. But this knife has to be, let me do math. Came back in 89, 99, 2009, 2019, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's 34 years. This knife has to be at least 34, 35, 36 to 38 years old. I got it when I was in Germany, when Tony was in the army, stationed in Germany. I got it at Woolworth's, which I don't even know. I know Woolworth's is not around in the U.S. anymore. No idea if it's in Europe anymore or in Germany anymore. And I would do anything to get another set of those knives, because I have never sharpened this knife, and it's, trust me when I say, it's very sharp. I use it to do everything I can with a paring knife. I didn't lose. The other 2 got taken by my kids at some point. My son used to take things that didn't belong to him. And, well, he may still do that, I don't know. But we won't get into that. And my daughter, I don't know if she ever absconded one. But I cherish this knife. I peel everything with it. Anything that needs to be peeled, gets peeled with it. And it's just my favorite knife. Now, I did find them online. I can't remember if it was from Amazon or from the company. I can't remember at this point. And they sent, no, that's cockeyed too, but I'm not taking it out. They did send 3 of them, but they're not exactly like this knife. It's very, very, very tiny, very thin blade. Well, I say tiny. It's a small paring knife. Thin blade, which cuts just about everything. If I had to take one tool to an island with me, I would take that knife. Let me just put it that way. So the day that knife dies, gets broken, whatever, I will absolutely cry. I hope it outlives me and somebody who gets it appreciates it. But anyway, so yeah, it is a little sore where I poked it, I have to admit. Wait, there it is. See that little tiny hole? Yeah, that little red mark. And literally, it was the point of the knife, not any of the flat end. Yeah. I seem to attract sharp, pointy things lately. So, anyhow. So I told you where I got all of this, except I did add this little bit of lace. This is sort of like a fabric collage thing for me. Sorry, that stitch is so small, I have to bring it up really close. And this is probably pretty much what I'm going to be doing the next week. Let's just say in the following week. Today is Saturday, like I said. And so starting Monday, I don't know if I'll be doing any videos to share with you. Because we will not be here in the house. We will be away. And I am taking supplies with me. I am going to still make a heart a day. And it may be midnight every night when I'm making one. Depends on how busy we are. But yesterday morning, which was Friday morning, a lot of fabric. Many layers of fabric. I think what I am going through is this edge on this lace. I should have cut that off, but I didn't think about it. And that was hard to get through, and I've got to do it again. So, sorry. Squirrel. Friday morning, we decided that we are going to go camping next week. And that involves a lot of work. Now, we do keep our van, our camper van, in our driveway. However, we do not keep it full of any of the things that we use when we're camping because, well, clothes. I only have so many clothes, and I use them to live in every day, for one thing. Although we're only going to be gone Monday through Thursday. So I was already able to pack my clothes for those days. I have enough clothes that I can live in the house between now and then. If we were going away on a long trip, I would take all my favorite clothes, and then that would be a different story. But I'm only taking enough for the 4 days. Well, Monday, I'm going to have clothes on when we leave. Hopefully. Don't think I'd be allowed to ride around naked. So Monday I'll have clothes, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we're coming home. But we are not going very far. We're only going about, 50 miles up the road. But we are going to go to Alexandria, and there is a campground. It is not a state park. It's sort of like a county sort of kind of park. But anyway, the weather is not going to be the greatest, but all of the activities that we have planned are supposed to be indoor activities. And so because we've only gone, I think we went camping once, maybe twice last year. And then the year before, 2021, I think we only went once. 2020, we didn't go at all because, you know, it was 2020. 2019, I think we took a couple of trips. And then 2018 is when we got our van. So we took a couple of trips, I think 3 trips that year. But we tend to sort of make things complicated. Tony and I, really, I'm sort of the same way, although I don't mind it as much. We don't really like to just sit around a campground and build fires and cook hot dogs. So life is a little more interesting, let's say, for us. The van makes it easy to travel in, but it is very tight quarters when sleeping. And if the weather is not great, it's very tight quarters to spend all day in. If it's raining out or it's so buggy, if you go somewhere that the bugs are so bad you can't breathe without inhaling them, which does happen. So we're trying to plan several trips this year, and then we will determine whether we will be keeping the van or not. And we just have this weird way of traveling. We don't drive but maybe 3 hours a day. And that's because it used to be because of the dogs. We were always stopping for them to go potty and stuff, and for us to go potty. And since Tony hurt his back worse than it was before, back in 2022, I believe it was the spring of 22. Since he did that damage, it's really hard for him to sit and drive for very long or sit in the passenger seat. I can drive the van. It's easy. It's about the size of an Amazon delivery van. So it's not difficult to drive. I have no problem driving it. But he just can't sit in one place that long. So, yeah. So we don't go very far, and then finding a place to stay overnight. And campgrounds, holy moly, have gotten so expensive here. I don't know how it is over in Europe. We watch a couple of people who do travel in camper vans that are in Europe, and I think they have it a lot better over there. Plus, they offer more boondocking places. Boondocking is when you just park somewhere and you're not hooked up. But our van is not very well equipped to boondock. So it has a solar panel, but like today is very cloudy and overcast. So solar panel doesn't do a whole lot of good. You know? It's tricky. And then we don't have an inverter, so none of the outlets work. We do have a gas stove in it, but the propane tank is very, very tiny, and we will need to use the propane for the heat at night because it's only going to be in the 30s a couple of the nights. It's pretty chilly. Now, we will be hooked up to electric, so we could use that for that. But if you're not hooked up to electric, and you have to use your heat, then that will use the propane. So it's all kind of the newer vans. Ours is a 2018, so the newer models, they've made them so that they are more efficient in that sense. And sometimes I wish we had the newer model, but the prices have become so exorbitant. And as soon as you drive an RV off the lot, it depreciates like exponentially. It's worth way less than any vehicle that you drive off the lot. So I don't think that's... So yeah, we have to do what we can with what we've got, which is fine. I love our van. But Tony likes to go places and have somewhere to go every day, away from the campground. And that's exhausting for me. So we don't always agree on the type of trip that would be best for us to take. And campgrounds, like I said, highly expensive. I mean, we're talking some of them. We used to be able to go to state park for like $30-something a night. Now they're all $45 and higher. And the state parks, you can't get into them because they're pretty much the least expensive parks you can get into to camp at least here on the East Coast. And they're packed. I mean, they are booked solid through till they close for winter again next year. So it really is a little bit insane. I'll be honest. It's very overwhelming to try and find a place to go and things to do. And crowded. Holy cow. And then you've got the people who bring the beer, bring the alcohol, bring the firewood, and the smoke blows all the way into your vehicle. And so you're trying to sleep, and they're, making all kinds of noise at whatever time at night. It just gets to be a lot for us old people. So we haven't really loved everything we've done in the van. A few of the trips I've absolutely loved. But like if we go to Maine, but we could get rid of the van and go to Maine and spend a month renting a house and taking the car and doing whatever, and spend less money than we spend on the van in a year. And then you add the cost of camping on top of that. Yeah. So I have a feeling that at some point we're going to say goodbye to the van. It will break my heart because my dream was to travel across country, go see my brother and other friends in California, maybe Oregon. Hi, Robin. And we both have family in California. Although Tony doesn't know his cousin very well. That's out there. And yeah, I mean, I've never seen the Grand Canyon, or really what I would love to do is go to Arizona and New Mexico and California. Been to California. Love California. So I don't think that's going to ever be accomplished at this point. We have totally different ideas on how to travel and what to do along the way. So anyhow, next week we are going to go to Alexandria. And we are going to go to the Army Museum at Fort Belvoir as something Tony wants to do. And then there is a needlework shop. Needlework as in they carry cross stitch, needlepoint, all those kind of supplies. I haven't been there in a long time. I used to work across the street from them. But back then I didn't have time to do much of this handwork. So go visit them. And then there's also Artistic Artifacts. And that's a great store. If you haven't checked them out online, not sponsoring. I've never gotten anything from them free, trust me. But it is where I got these threads, the Sue Spargo threads, and some other supplies there. They have hand-dyed bundles that they do. They put different fabrics together, found some are vintage or scraps or whatever, and they dye them. I have a bundle downstairs in the basement. And so we are going to go there. And then near that store is a craft recycling store. I don't know if they'll have anything I want. I did see a lady on TikTok talk about, she's a sewer. A sewer. She seamstress, she makes clothing. And she said that she got a beautiful, big, like yardage of wool there. It was a dark gray wool. But she just happened to go in at the right time and found it there. I don't know how often they have, fabric, and I don't think they have an online shop. But it's something I've been wanting to go visit. My thread is getting a little weary. And so that'll be fun because I haven't been to that store before. Those two stores are close to each other. The needlework shop, the first one that I mentioned, that is very close to... how'd that happen? What the heck? That tore off of that. Okay. Very weird. Sorry. Concentration. I've messed the whole thing up. There. Rethread again. Again. And let's see, what else is there to do? Anyway, that'll take up the 3 days that we're going to be there. We'll arrive on Monday, but we can't check into the campground until 1 something. So we're going to try and be there at 1. The only thing is, at least, I'm not sure any of the shops I want to go to are open on Mondays. So we didn't plan that part out very well. We could go to the Army Museum, but we may just go to the campground and set up and then take a walk and settle in and make dinner, whatever. And then, of course, I have to make a heart that day. And then Tuesday, we can go to the Army Museum. And I think the needlework shop is open that day. So those 2 things will be close by the campground, closest. And then maybe Wednesday, we'll go up to the other 2 stores. Because the reuse recycle store doesn't open until Wednesday. They're not open on Monday and Tuesday. And so, yeah. And then Thursday we leave. So if there's anything else we want to do, we'll just do it on the way home. So that's what's going to happen next week, but it's going to be a bit busy and a whirlwind. Also, it's supposed to rain on Tuesday. Can't have everything all the time. Can't have perfect weather all the time. So that's going to be kind of yucky, especially in a campground. Campgrounds are muddy and, trees and leaves and dirt, and that's not my thing. When we lived on the farm, I hated the dirt and the mud part of the farm. I loved living there for the most part, but it was really further away from everything than we are even now, and I feel like we're pretty far away from everything. So anyway, I am excited and happy to be going and doing something different and getting out of the house and going to the places I like to go. We used to live up that way. I do miss it, but moving back up there is not possible because it's just so expensive up there now. All right, let's get all you little ends out of my way so I don't make that same mistake again. All right, I am going to start over here and go this way. Yeah, the birds are pretty quiet today. But I'm able to have the door open and the trucks are not working because it's a muddy mess out there. Let's see if I can. So Tony's been in and out all morning trying to prepare the van. The water tank needed to be sanitized. It's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. And then every single thing, I have a checklist I've made on Excel. Not that I'm good at Excel. I can do a single, I can do 3 columns. That's about all I can do. I know how to make columns, but he's got his own checklist of things that have to be done. And I reminded him that we needed to sanitize the water tank, and then he likes to make sure everything is all hunky-dory with it. He went and checked, got the tire pressures checked. Okay. I'm not sure what I've done here. I don't know what's going on with me today. Phew. So in the cooking video, I made whole wheat, almost all whole wheat. It's 1.5 cups of flour. So I used 1 cup of whole wheat and 1/2 cup of white, organic, both organic. Okay, it's getting thick here, so I cannot do that stitch anymore. It's going to be the in and out stitch of flour. And so I made those in the video. I hope they're not too, dry, because whole wheat can be a lot drier than white. So I hope they taste okay. They look good. This is only the 3rd time I've ever made homemade tortillas. And figure out what direction I'm going here. So, pretty happy with it. That 1.5 cups of flour only makes 4 large tortilla shells. but Tony doesn't eat them. But I wanted to take at least one with me because sometimes I just want to have that sensation of having a wrap or a sandwich. And all of the tortilla shells in the stores have a lot of added ingredients. And for me, I am trying to just eat cleaner, considering I used to scarf down all kinds of bad food. And I couldn't find one that was organic, plus didn't have like guar gum and shortening and just things I don't want to eat anymore. So I found some recipes, mostly through TikTok and Pinterest and YouTube. A lot of watching, a lot of research. And this one is very simple. It's only a few ingredients. I think it's 5 ingredients if you include the water, the salt, the baking powder, the flour, and the oil. So I like it. They work for me. I liked the white tortillas that I made, the white flour ones. This will be the first time making the whole wheat ones. And I'm learning, like the first ones, they cracked because I overcooked them. The second ones I probably overcooked a little too. Because you don't want to eat raw flour. And I mean, even when I was eating meat, I would overcook everything. So it's kind of my thing, I guess. Yeah, so I tried not to do that this time. So I am going to continue this on. I know it's not very interesting, but I figure this is just a simple way to make like a fabric collage kind of thing and have different elements in it. A little bit of, I don't know what this is called. I call it eyelet lace, kind of eyelet fabric, I guess. If there's another name for it and you know what it is, please share. Yeah, pricked my finger, but what can I say? All right, time to turn this little puppy around. Just make sure I'm not bleeding. So I have a checklist, but again, like I started saying prior when I talked about the clothes, there's a lot we can't take out to the van until the morning of which we are supposed to leave. And yesterday, when we made the reservations, Monday was supposed to be a really nice day. It was supposed to be sunny and not too hot, not too cold. And I get up this morning, I check the weather for Monday, and they're talking about rain. Excuse me. So they are spoiling my thought process on Monday. But today's only Saturday. It could change again. And it just makes it harder to load things into the van. But what I do is I put everything by the door, the garage door, the door that leads to the garage. And Tony walks it out. I pricked myself again. If I'm making noises like that, it's probably because I'm pricking my finger, just so you know. And Tony walks it out the garage, and I get in the van, and then he hands it to me. And I pile it in the van, and then we just start putting everything away. But pots and pans and dishes and food, toiletries, we can't pack any of that until the day we leave. So it makes for a tiring departure, because by the time you do all that, you're pooped, you know? And so, yeah. All right. I'll probably put one more row right here when I get over that way. But I think I am nope, I'm gonna go this way. I'm trying to go, oh Lord. I don't know if that's the tree cutting people or that's somebody with a very loud leaf blower. But I apologize for the background noise. It just started up. Probably because it stopped raining. It was raining all morning while Tony was in and out, off and on. While Tony was in and out, so. But he didn't shrink from the water. And when he gets it in his mind that he's got to check these things off his list, there's no stopping him. So I came in the bedroom and I gathered my stitching supplies and I put together what I want to bring with me. And I let him just go at it and do what he needed to do. I think he got a little annoyed that I wasn't like jumping up and doing the things with him, but that's his thing to get through, not mine. Mine will come tomorrow and Monday. That's when I start pulling the food together, which won't go in until, unless it's canned stuff, but it won't go in until Monday. And it's going to be such a close trip, close to home trip, and such a short trip. I mean, just, it's 4 days, but we'll probably eat breakfast and lunch before we even get up there. And then Thursday we'll be home by dinner time. So, yeah, it's not like, it's not like we'll have to take a bunch of food. But you got to take enough to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If that's what you eat. And we do. So. Oops. So it's, you know, it's some work. You can't take your toiletries out until you're done using them Monday morning. You can't, you know, I don't have 2 of everything. So it's, let's see, last time we went out, I forgot my shampoo. And I'm very picky about my shampoo. I'm very picky about my personal items. I don't want artificial fragrances or other things in it that cause issues, can possibly cause issues down the road. And yeah, I'm overly cautious and overly anal, but if it helps me stick around a few more years and not be ill, then I'm willing to do it. And I probably should have plugged my phone in. Ow. before I started this, but it was pretty charged up still, even though I had done the video in the kitchen. I am going to review that video before I post it, because could be I'm not posting it. It could be. Oh, come on. I don't know if I want it that far away. I'm going to make sure I get that edge tacked down. Mostly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be right on the edge, but I want it to be close enough so if it unravels, it doesn't. Unravels? If it ravels? If it frays? Then it won't fray too far. Don't fray too far. Don't stray too far. Don't fray too far. Now, if I was really sneaky, I would tell Tony that I want to stop for kava on the way there. And then literally, I wouldn't have to take any food for lunch for all 3 days. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll either be back for lunch or I'll make lunch before we leave. But kava, when we buy kava, it's a bowl. And because we'll be taking our soup with us, it'll last us 3 days. The bowl that we buy, we each get a bowl. I know I've said this before. And there's enough food in that bowl to have a small salad for 3 days. So I might talk him into that. That means we'd have to take a lot less with us. Cool beans. So now I have to do down here and across the top of that maybe. I only have a couple more rows to go. So at the end of this, if you haven't left yet, and I know we're getting up on an hour here, I'm going to tilt the camera and show you what my plan is to take with me. Or I may raise the camera and do it on my lap. But, ow, ow, ow. That's where I poked my thumb. It is a little sensitive. But I'm going to be able to take my mat. I'm not taking any of these threads, which I may regret, because I really like the way this one's coming out. So I may change my mind on that. However, let's see. So if I go this way, I think what I'm going to do is start here. And I could have done that better. All right. Hold that thought. Yeah, now that I think of it, kava might be a good idea. And all we have to worry about is actually making a meal. I mean, we make breakfast, but Tony has oatmeal. I cannot stand oatmeal. I think it's a not very fun thing to eat or smell, for that matter. What the heck? That's not supposed to be like that. Dang. I wonder if I can fix that. Probably not. I'll have to tie that down so it doesn't come loose. I'll tack that down really well at some point. Okay, what was I doing? Going this way. I want to catch this. All right, I'm going to start here. Change your mind much more, though? Yep, that's what I'm going to tell him I want to do. Monday we'll stop get kava, and then I'll just bring some avocados and stuff to add into it. Because they want to charge you an arm and a leg for an avocado. Boy, it's crazy. I want to thank you all for answering my previous question about whether I have commercials in my videos. I'm not sure why I don't. Maybe I don't have enough followers. I've not signed up to make money off of YouTube. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I know Susan at Susie Q Makes. She's got commercials in her videos. So maybe I'll ask her if she makes money off of her commercials or whatever. I don't know. Because every single video I ever watch of anybody else has commercials. I mean, I'm glad you don't have to suffer through them. I'm driving myself nuts. Probably driving you nuts too. I keep coming in this way. I don't know why. Get away from there. Oh, I do have something else to show you as well. Yesterday's heart. I think in the video I said it was day 30 is day 31. And I did finish the flowers in the bee and in the background. So I don't know if you can see the threads. I used 2 colors of green, and then I did centers and little tiny stitches on the flower petals. So I sat and did that in front of TV last night, and boy, I'll tell you what, my wrist and my fingers were not very happy with me, to be honest. Okay. Almost forgot to show you that. The finished product. But I had to get that video out, so I didn't want to wait until I was done before posting the video, because then the video takes an hour to upload, and I had to give that time. And I finished it just before bed, honestly. So what I'm going to do here, to make sure that this does not pull loose, first I'm going to, I don't know if that'll work though. I am just going to tie it to this thread here. Like that. Okay. There. Now, hopefully, that will not... I'm going to do 1 row coming up this way. And then I'm going to do it 1 more time around here. Hopefully that'll keep that from pulling out at any time in the future. Okay. Howdy do. Now I have to tie it off. Oh, I just want to scream when these people start this noise stuff. Okay. I should have tied that in there too. Ow. All right, I have to do one more row going this way, I think. Then I'll be done. Then the torture will be over. We're almost at an hour, so this is going to go just a tad over. I apologize. But stick it out until the end, and I'll show you what I'm taking with me. Maybe I should save that for another video. Maybe I'll save that for tomorrow's video. Ha! There's a tease for you. Then you get to come back tomorrow, be tortured again, before I show you. But I probably won't do a video, because if I do a video and we're in the van, Tony's not going to be able to do anything. He's not going to be able to watch TV. He could read a book, but he's not going to read a book for an hour and listen to me yammer on about stitching or what we're doing or whatever. So I probably won't do any videos Monday through Thursday of next week. If I can, if we're home in time, I may do one Thursday afternoon. It may not come out until late Thursday. I may try and do a couple of videos of the stores that we go to, if you think you would like that. I could try and do that and see how they come out. I don't really have great equipment to do that with, and the videos might be shaky because I don't have a gimbal. So we will have to see. All right. Well, how's that for being done? And look at that. I am going to go here. I'm going to try and tie this loose end in. Keep it contained. Sometimes that's what I need to be done. Keep me contained. Come on. Seriously. Oh my goodness gracious me. Again, I apologize for that noise in the background. I could have gotten up and closed the door, but then you'd have just had to sit around here longer waiting for me to finish this mess. Okay. I am happy with that. So there is day 32. Just under an hour. Yay, yay. Oh, goodness. I'm not going to have any lead left in this pencil because I keep breaking it off. 3, 2. Okay, so real quick, I will show you a quick view, and then either while I'm gone or tomorrow in tomorrow's video, I will show you what I'm bringing. So first off, I'm going to bring my little canister, my can. I have this Janome can that when I bought my big Janome sewing machine, let me raise you up a little bit. There we go. I got this with accoutrement in it. And so I have my scissors, my marker, my pencil, and then 4 hearts. And I am taking my little squares because that's easy for me to put together, my little minis. And then I have like 4 or 5 sets. That's one. Then I'm going to do something with these colors. That's 2. And then I'm going to do something with these colors, 3. And then I'm going to do something with this, possibly. And then I have these greens, and I'm bringing these because I haven't used any of these butterflies yet. So that's what I'll bring with me. And that all fits in the little pan, the little can. And then these can go down here. And then my needle book fits in there, and I'll just put the cover on that. And that's going to be that. And my, my box opened up. So then I have this basket. Let me raise you up some more. I have this fabric basket, and this opened up and they all fell. And these are all my threads. So of course I have my variegated thread because I have to take that. And then my other 2 boxes of thread. Okay. And I'm taking some lace. So that all fits in here along with the tips. Hold that up. Hold on. I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, hold on. So that is, get some light over there. Don't pay any attention to my feet. Chubby little feet. That's only because I've been standing all morning and sitting this afternoon doing this. So I have my boxes and my tin and my mat. And then I have this box, which has little add-ons, a little bag of the butterflies and some burlap and lace. And then I'm bringing these. I don't know if I'll still bring these or not. I'm going to possibly second think them. These are the hexies. I might use them. I might not. And then some beads and all of my other thicker threads. And I seriously thought about putting these either in a box and bringing it, or putting them on these spools like these. But I don't know. They're okay on the balls like this. I could possibly make room, like take this out. Now that I'm thinking about it, talking to you all about it, I could take this stuff out. All this extra stuff I have in here, and I could put the balls in there, not in their boxes that they come in. These are the boxes they come in. So I could just dump those in there, and I might do that. So that may be something that I do. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave these behind, actually. If I want to add anything to what I'm making, I can do that after. So that's what I'm bringing. That's all I'm bringing. But I'm only going to be gone 4 days. So I've thought about just going through my thread boxes and just bringing the colors that go along with the fabrics that I'm using. I could do that and really shrink it down even further. And I have tomorrow that I can think about that in between pre-cooking some food. But that might be what I do. I don't know. What do you think? Give me your opinion. Hide those tootsies. All right, that's it for me. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Give me a thumbs up if you think about it and you want me to do more videos, and give me a thumbs down if you hated it. And I'm going to go check out this other video I made of the tortillas, and we'll see what it comes to, and you may see it and you may not. So again, day 32. Boy, whipping right along, aren't we? All right, everybody, you take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.